Welcome back to the Archive Network. Aurelius here, with Malik, curators of the Classified Archive. We left on MB scandal last time, and as the investigation unfolded, it became evident that the ONMB scandal was not merely a financial affair. It was a political crisis reshaping Malaysia's future. Today we pick up where we left off. 2015 was a year of revelation. On July 2nd, the Wall Street Journal dropped a bombshell, revealing nearly $700 million flowing into accounts linked to Najib Razak. This wasn't just a financial scandal. It was a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Public outrage erupted across Malaysia. Citizens flooded the streets, demanding answers and accountability. They couldn't just sit back and watch their country being torn apart by corruption. It was a moment that shook the very foundations of power.
But those demands for answers came with a heavy price. Many Malaysians were terrified to speak out against Najib, fearing for their safety and the repercussions they could face. The political climate was charged with tension, and fear kept so many people silent. It's crucial to understand that fear isn't just an emotion. It paralyzes accountability. Everyday citizens who wanted to stand up for what was right found themselves trapped in a cycle of silence, worried about losing their jobs, their freedom, or worse.
The urgency of the investigation grew by the day. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission launched a formal inquiry which sent ripples through the political landscape. This was no small matter. It involved international scrutiny and the watchful eyes of foreign powers. The fear of speaking out was palpable among those involved. Yet, as history has shown us, the stakes are high, and silence only perpetuates the very problems we face. We must act, even when it feels risky.
This wasn't merely an investigation. It was a profound human struggle. Whistleblowers like Shahrul Azral Ibrahim Halmi stepped forward to shine a light on the truth. His courageous insights laid bare a culture of complicity that ran deep within ONMB. It wasn't just mismanagement we were dealing with. It was a systematic betrayal of trust that affected countless lives. People lost their savings, their futures. This was about more than numbers. It was about real human costs and the fight for accountability.
Halmi's testimony was crucial to our understanding of the situation. He laid out in stark detail how transactions were conducted without any oversight. It wasn't just negligence on their part. It was willful ignorance, plain and simple. The tangled connections to various financial institutions only deepen the mystery. They raise serious questions about accountability in governance. When we look back, we see how easily power can corrupt, leaving us to ponder who truly holds the reins.
But accountability can't be one-sided. We have to recognize the role of those institutions too. They turned a blind eye for profit, ignoring the very corruption they were supposed to fight against. By doing so, they deepened the crisis and perpetuated suffering for countless people. Families lost their livelihoods, and communities fell apart. This complicity isn't just a failure of leadership. It's a collective failure that affected real lives, and we need to confront that truth.
International attention intensified as evidence mounted, drawing eyes from all corners of the globe. The U.S. Department of Justice took a decisive step, filing a civil suit to recover over $1 billion in assets tied to the scandal. It was a bold move, underscoring the far-reaching implications of this operation. We see how wealth and influence can intertwine in such sophisticated ways. The ramifications of this situation ripple through governments and societies, revealing the complexities of power on a global scale.
And yet, the implications of this suit were staggering. It wasn't just about recovering funds. It was about the erosion of trust in leadership. People began to see that their leaders might not protect their interests. Families worried about their futures, and community members started to question everything. This wasn't just a legal battle. It was a wake-up call to accountability. The stakes were high, and the impact rippled through neighborhoods, leaving many feeling vulnerable and betrayed.
The investigations led to high-profile arrests and unprecedented international cooperation. Law enforcement from the US, Switzerland, and Singapore joined forces, pooling their expertise to trace the misappropriated funds across borders. We see how nations can work together when faced with a shared threat. It's a reminder of the lengths to which we must go to confront corruption. When powerful interests collide, we must mobilize our resources effectively to protect the integrity of our systems and societies.
But this isn't just about empire. It's about the real lives impacted by this scandal. Families lost everything: their savings, their jobs, and even their faith in the system meant to protect them. We can't forget the individuals behind these stories. Each person has a unique struggle, a story of resilience. The human cost is staggering, and we have to keep their experiences in mind as we discuss the bigger picture. Their voices matter just as much.
The public response was nothing short of remarkable. Protests like the Bersey 4 rally became a vivid display of citizens uniting to demand accountability from those in power. We saw a surge of energy, a collective awakening that rippled through the streets. The people's voices, once muffled, began to rise and challenge the political elite in ways they hadn't imagined. It was a moment when apathy gave way to action, and the landscape of governance shifted under the weight of their demands.
Exactly, Aurelius. The rally was more than just a protest against UNMBB. It was a powerful expression of the people's frustration. They were fed up with empty promises and betrayals. Families were suffering, and they wanted their voices heard. It wasn't just about one issue. It was a heartfelt demand for free and fair elections. People wanted a government that truly represents them, one that prioritizes their needs and dreams, instead of one that just looks out for itself.
In 2018, we witnessed a remarkable shift in the political landscape of Malaysia. Najib was ousted, and the opposition coalition surged to victory, a clear signal that the people were fed up. This wasn't just about a change in leadership. It was a powerful statement about governance and accountability. Citizens rallied for justice, demanding a government that truly represented their interests. Such moments don't just reshape governments. They redefine a nation's identity and its future.
That's where we leave it this time. UNMD scandal continues. The story isn't finished yet. Find the full series on the Classified Archive, part of the Archive Network. We'll be back with the next chapter.